Minnesota State Representative drops the hammer and says they will be investigating voter fraud in Minnesota. This is huge. Ilhan Omar has been exposed. And honestly, I'm actually surprised that they've responded at all. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we're here with James O'Keefe. Here on Twitter, he says, Minnesota State Representative at Steve Draz responds to at Project Veritas, hashtag ballot harvesting bombshell. And it posts the following screenshot. So if we go to the Minnesota legislator website, Minnesota House of Representatives. This is from Representative Steve Drazkowski. St. Paul. Today, Representative Steve Drazkowski, or Mezepa, announced that he has uncovered evidence of a massive systemic voter fraud in Minnesota. In an 11 a.m. press conference, Representative Drazkowski will detail some of his findings. Oh my God. Whoa. Quote, widespread voter fraud in Minnesota has always been suspected, but our election laws make it nearly impossible to catch the crooks after the fact, Drazkowski said. Now, new evidence clearly points to a culture of fraud, which has resulted in mountains of fraudulent ballots being cast and counted, possibly changing the outcome of several races. Holy smack. Now, see, here's the interesting thing, folks. I was actually searching for voter fraud Minnesota online, and what I found was, along with the state representative, what I found was people have been making ethics complaints for the past, 5 years about Minnesota. And not just over Ilhan Omar, but the system itself. I even found this article, for example, from the Minnesota Council on Foundations from years ago. And they call voter fraud a myth. Now we're going to talk about all of this. I just want to discuss the epic reaction and what is hopefully the government dropping the hammer on Ilhan Omar. In my opinion, she needs to be arrested ASAP. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And share my content by posting it on social media and sharing it with others. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Double Tap Audio Headphones. These are high-quality premium headphones that are designed to be extremely durable and not break. The R1 headphones come in a variety of different styles, while the R2 modular headphones have interchangeable parts, and you can even upgrade to Bluetooth. Listen to music wirelessly on the go. One full charge lasts 20 hours. Get yours today. Click the link down below in the description. So, they called voter fraud a myth. The voter fraud myth. Intro by Bob Tracy. Are fraudulent voters undermining the U.S. election? The simple answer is no. Rather, the threat comes from the myth of voter fraud. To justify rules that restrict full and equal voting rights. So isn't that amazing? The narrative that they've been crafting for years, and we're constantly having shoved down our throats, is that voter fraud is just a myth. And that everybody who's worried about the integrity of our elections, I want my vote to count. I want the person I vote for to receive that vote. What I don't want is a bunch of scummy, dirty politicians cheating to steal my vote and undermine our constitutional republic. It's absolutely absurd. In democracy, reducing access to ballot is pretty difficult to justify. No, it's not. And that doesn't mean you give everyone a ballot. Blah, blah, blah. And, it's just this big spiel about why they don't want voter ID. They say that individual voters don't cheat. It's just the irony is amazing, okay? I'm sure this article here is going to has aged like fine milk. Now let's look into the response by Minnesota State Representative Steve Drazkowski. In 2018, Representative Drazkowski filed complaints against Representative Ilhan Omar and the Minnesota Campaign Finance Board for improper use of campaign funds. This is probably one of the most corrupt politicians in U.S. history. Not only did she steal the election, she's been engaging in corruption every step of the way. There's stories that she married her brother, she gained false citizenship. Now here's the issue. All of this is normal in Somalia. And the people engaging in this voter fraud, a lot of them are Somalian. This is the problem with immigration. The fact that a foreigner could be elected to a seat of power in our government I don't understand it, and I do not think that it should be allowed. A first-generation immigrant should not be able to hold office. That's my opinion, because a lot of these people come from countries like Somalia, where voter fraud, governmental corruption, it's a military government, so corruption is the norm. Ilhan Omar probably thinks that, well, I can do it. That's how it worked in my country. It's absolutely sickening. Either way, it's sickening. She knows the law, and she's violating it. So after the board imposed serious penalties on Omar, Representative Drazkowski appeared on several national news broadcasts. Oh, he even made a website. It's called omartruth.com. Well, so he created an entire... Wow, dude. How long has this been out there? Look what it says. Fraud in the 5th Congressional District. Ooh, and look, now he has the video from O'Keefe. Wow. So there are good people fighting the good fight. Okay, this is called omartruth.com. And if you wanna join the cause, if you wanna help out, I suppose this is where you go. So Drazkowski goes on to say that when he first heard about these allegations, he was skeptical. But the more that came out, the more troublingly credible it became. So he's contacted law enforcement, madman, as well as Project Veritas, a media company that uncovers corruption through undercover investigations in journalism. I would add, in journalism. Clearly, we needed hard evidence of voter fraud. And you know what? They got it. They absolutely got it. And he brings up a red flag of massive voter turnout and anecdotal testimony. Now Project Veritas has the evidence. This is actually pretty big. They go on to say that the investigation centers around 3 consistent allegations from community members. 1, a complex, widespread ballot buying scheme where voters are paid $100 to $200 per vote. Now, you know what the most nefarious thing about that is? Where do you think they're getting that money? The taxpayer. These corrupt politicians are literally stealing your taxpayer dollars, and they're giving it to people to vote for themselves. How despicable. 2, a systemic absentee ballot harvesting organization disfranchises voters. 3, irregularities at polling locations allow illegal ballots to be counted. Now, he's pleading, quote, "It is imperative that Attorney General Barr and the Secretary of State Simon act now," said Representative Drazkowski. "The integrity of our elections is the bedrock of our republic." Good man. Good man. So he's calling out to the Minnesota House and Senate to convene an emergency meeting to immediately pause the counting and mailing of ballots until that they can ensure election integrity for the November elections. He concluded by thanking those who have come out against corruption. Now, this is good. This is very good. It's good to know that there are some representatives fighting for the truth. Steve Drazkowski is a Republican, so no wonder. No wonder we haven't seen Democrats come out and say, this is horrible, because they're the ones benefiting from this. You know, progressive leftism is a cancer on America. The DFL, the one responsible for the corruption in Minnesota, they're just another branch of the progressive left. It's all part of the same beast. Sick, socialist, far leftist beast. So here on Twitter, let's look at what some people have to say. Donnie says, "Isn't there like 4 investigations open on her? How much evidence do they need?" You even have people from Minneapolis who say they've been waiting for justice for a long time. No, it really is incredible. How can she keep getting away with this? It's ridiculous. Talk about corruption. Like, the progressive left is always talking about how Donald Trump, Donnie Don, Orange Man bad, is corrupt. But when it comes to the people they champion, like Ilhan Omar, oh, they just look the other way. Rules for thee, but not for me. Yeah, okay. Now, AM says something I agree with. Send her back. This is a criminal and treasonable act and can only win one way. Prison for life. I agree. In my opinion, she needs to be stripped from office. Her power needs to be taken away. She needs to be arrested and possibly deported. You know, treason and these kind of criminal actions should not be tolerated. And again, this is why I dislike immigration. Why should I accept the fact that these foreigners are going to come to our country, compromise our elections, and steal our money? Who the heck do you think I am? Do you think I'm some sort of beta? You think I'm one of these soy boy cucks who's willing to just sit there and take it? I don't think so. But you know what, my friends? That's pretty much the story. I just wanted to give you an update on this. It is a developing story. It is a big deal. We're going to see where these investigations go, and hopefully this opens more people's eyes to election fraud and voter fraud in general, okay? It's a big issue. We have evidence now, video evidence of the progressive left cheating and trying to steal the election. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the channel and the content I make, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar. If you want to donate, visit my donor box page or send me crypto. And sharing the video is always deeply appreciated. These days, content like mine is constantly being throttled. So spread the word. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.